But one of your most famous match is when you have a match against Gigi or Priscilla Kelly at the time, and it's a Suburban Fight or something around there, and during the match she says, "Do you want to taste tuna?" and pulls out a tampon and shoves it in your mouth. Can you tell us the scenario, the situation, how that came about?
Yes. So while we were figuring out what we were going to do, Suburban Fight, no ring, no rules. You want to do stuff that's creative, but you also want to not murder each other. You're not in a ring. But also everyone's kind of doing the same spots because there's only so many flat surfaces that you can do things on, So we're really trying to rack our brains, and we're trying to figure out how we can use psychology with it, and her gimmick, which she still has pretty much as Gigi, is just super trashy, nasty, unconventional, just oh, this is what a woman's supposed to be, basically, and just making a mockery of that. So she was just I've always wanted to do this, but I've never had the platform to, because you don't want to do that if it's an all ages show.
Right.
Suburban Fight was at a bar, so it's 21 and up. So she's I think this is kind of the only place to do it. And at first I'm but then the more I thought about it, I was oh yeah, we could work this and this and this. So we really put a lot behind it. And I'm yeah, and then it was super safe. There's many people who to this day believe it was real.
That's the goal.
That's I got them.
Yeah.
I got grown men on what was it, TMZ? No, not TMZ. No, I think it was TMZ. That were just no, it was real. It was real. And the girls were no, it's not. They're yes, it was.
What was that like to get that backlash, to hear all that, the online chatter? Twitter blew up ginormously. So what was that like, dude?
I am not on Twitter. I don't care for Twitter.
Good call.
It didn't go viral for a week.
Yeah.
So
Kim?
Yeah. No, JR was the first one.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
My bad.
So it didn't go viral for a week. And I was at work one day, and Priscilla texts me, and she goes, "Hey, dude, I'm so sorry." And I'm what? She's oh. And I'm what? She's check Twitter. And then I'm oh, Jesus. Go on Twitter. Yeah, and at first I was it was really cool, but then I was kind of really bummed because it's someone at the level of JR, he tweeted embarrassing. That was it. And I'm just that was you can't be sensitive in wrestling, right? You have to have a tough skin. But it was a little bit of oh man, we actually put a lot of thought and psychology behind that. Yes, it was shocking and but and then I think the tweet that really did bum me out was Gail Kim, because I do super love and respect her work, and obviously I still do. She can talk as much shit about me as she wants, but I was just man, we did put psychology behind that. So yeah, and I also and obviously it never would, but I was freaked out a little bit because I'm oh no, this is going to reflect poorly on Knox Pro. Oh no, what did I do? So then I called Kishi, and he gave me advice, and it was cool. But it was a lot of attention. It's a weird feeling to go from nobody knows you, no one gives a shit about you, to everyone telling you who and what you are and how you are and everything about you. And I'm who the fuck are you? Yeah. And it was around Christmas time, and I was just real. It was a stressful time in my life. I'll leave it at that. So I just kind of blocked. I didn't block everyone. I went private for a week because I was I can't deal. At first I was trying to engage with stuff, and then I'm that's too much.
Yeah, too much, dude.